shoot me in a dream, you better wake up and apologize.
Stuck your sorries in a sack, mister.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
I'm sorry!
Congratulations! You've unlocked All Apologies, a show about apology tours and demanding satisfaction. I'm your host, Andy Q. Public, and with me, as always, is your co-host, Joe Sixpack.
Hey,
666.
what's going on, everybody? We're looking forward to the live show at Comedy at the Carlson on March 9th, featuring Subreddit Surfing live with Cardiff and Vinnie Paulino. Carl Hamburger doing stand-up.
Producer Chris.
Carl Hamburger doing stand-up.
Joe Sixpack.
Producer Chris. Yeah, and don't forget, we will be focusing on the obviously absent Stuttering John. Despite his best efforts, he will still be present in one way or another. So,
in spirit. Drunk spirit.
Yeah, look forward to that. And Andy, we're in a bit of a time rush, or not rush, but
we have a lot to cover.
We got a lot to get to today. Yeah, so let's get to it. All right.
You just keep the clip short.
I didn't realize when I switched screens it was going to stop on me. But the first apology that we have today is for TikTok sensation Sienna Mae Gomez, and her kind of controversial relationship with Jack Wright.
Yeah.
And so, first of all, Andy, play my clip one. For those of you listening, this is a video only, but this just kind of gives you a glimpse into their, I'll call it a professional relationship, I would say, even though that's not what Sienna Mae would probably call it. But Andy, can you play that clip? So in this clip, we see the young couple collaborating. This is like cross collaboration kind of. There she is, pretty scantily clad. Here he is wearing eye makeup. There, I just want you to see kind of.
It looks pretty sexy to me.
Yeah, what they're showing the world. Now, these are like at the time 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. Okay, so I wanted to show you them together.
Let's say they're 18 for everybody's sake that's watching this.
They're currently 18 for anybody who's looking at Sienna Mae there and saying, but so obviously there was some type of extra friendly relationship between the two of them. The rest of it is all, TikTok bullshit. We've seen it with Jackson Mahomes. We've seen it. If you've seen anything on TikTok or Charlie D'Amelio, it's just them dancing. It's just like whatever fad craze thing. They're
teaching me how to shuffle.
Yeah, we're freaking doing this and then we're doing that, and everything's freaking retarded. So the weird thing about this is it seems like they either grew up together or their families definitely know each other. They're like traveling about with their families, but also like creating content together. I don't really know their full relationship, but at one point it just gets out of control. And what becomes very obvious is that Jack Wright is just not into Sienna Mae like in this way. And she couldn't handle it and didn't understand how he could not be into her, especially with all of the sassy content that we just saw there.
Yeah.
It's just like
probably a gay man.
He's gay for the stay, or no, he's straight for the stay when it comes to Sienna Mae. Hey, that rhymed. Anyway, so it all fell apart, and then there's all these if you're monetized and trying to make money on YouTube, you'll say SA instead of sexual assault. So there's tons of essentially sexual assault allegations against Sienna Mae about her groping and just being inappropriate with Jack Wright. And so here's Jack kind of setting the record straight or letting everybody know.
Incident where Sienna crossed boundaries. It was after filming. We went into the room. I was just chilling on my phone on the bed, and she got naked, like completely naked, nothing on, and straddled me when I was literally just chilling on the bed.
What's
Yeah,
the
literally just
problem?
chilling. Yeah, right. Yeah, he's just like, really, I said, Sienna, I'm trying to get my chemistry homework done via ChatGPT. Could you stop trying to fuck me for 2 seconds, okay? Just like
Super
she's
gay.
she's a psycho hose beast that just can't be satisfied. So in the next clip here, Jack is apparently saving himself for marriage.
I didn't know what to do in like the situation because it was just like random and weird. Quickly told her, Sienna, get off. We're just friends. Stop. They're trying to make out with me. You're like just doing a bunch of things to me. And I kept on saying, Sienna, stop, get off. I didn't want to like be like aggressive. I didn't want to hurt her, you know? So I pulled her off of me, and it took like a couple tries because I didn't want to be like too rough. And I went out of the room, and that was like the end of it.
So what really happened was his balls were completely drained from banging like 3 other girls before this incident even occurred. Or this guy is just like a total virgin. He has like absolutely no idea what to fucking do in this situation.
It is crazy how much of a double standard it is. Because if a woman was telling this story, you'd be outraged and just like lock him up. And this guy is telling the story, and you're like, "What is wrong with you, kid?"
Yeah, it's really I didn't. There's plenty of room to make complete fun of him, but it does seem like a little boy in this. Like, I just want to dance and do my TikTok dances, and she won't stop grabbing my junk.
I was standing outside the room when this was going on, and I was heard to say,
apparently Jack walked into a doorknob, and Sienna May said, "Why did you make me do this?"
Morning, where she was like, I'm so sorry for doing that. I don't know what went through my head. I had to clarify again that I didn't like her that way. We were just friends. She said sorry. That was it.
Yeah, this is like really embarrassing for her, as far as I can tell, because she's like throwing herself at this guy, and
it's gonna get more embarrassing for her.
What?
It's gonna get more embarrassing for her.
Oh yeah, it definitely gets more embarrassing. So now we get into like this psycho shit, and I think everybody's been in a situation where you've either been the person that, the unrequited love person, or somebody likes you and you don't like them back, and you're like actively trying to avoid them, and that's what's happening here.
I was at the party, and she kind of had already been yelling at every single person in the party. So 2 friends wanted to take her home, and while the car was moving, she jumped out of the car, rolled, and said, I have to get back to Jack. So I ran back to the house, and I was like hiding from her, and I was just waiting for her parents to finally pick her up.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
this is how you know
God.
that these are children. He's hiding from a girl that's stalking him, and he doesn't know how to handle it. Her parents are coming to pick her up. Was Jose Cuervo even at this fucking party? Like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, but it seems weird. The whole thing seems weird.
She's jumping out of a moving car like Vin Diesel in a Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah,
So that
she's
so she can
rolling.
go get rejected by Jack Wright.
She's
jack
rolling
off.
out of the dude's car with her Uzi after she threw the ringer over the bridge. So in this next clip, this is the video that is essentially controversial. Wait, am I doing this right? No. Okay. In this clip, Jack says, I don't think she'll ever be sorry. Here comes the waterworks, everyone.
Sienna, I don't know if she'll ever be sorry. I don't know if she'll ever learn from what she did or she'll ever admit to what she did. But I just don't want her to do this to other people. If you've been through a similar situation as me, I encourage you just to speak out to anyone. And trust me, it helps so much.
What is this guy doing? Like, this is clearly not the guy for her, right? He doesn't want it. She needs like a down-ass fool who's doing sock checks and stuff. You know, she's a Gomez from the hood, you know, and she's trying to get with this like juvenile boy whose balls haven't dropped yet. It's just fucking embarrassing all the way around. I don't really even
It's
know.
like Evan Peters' little brother.
Yeah, right.
Fucking guy.
So this is the clip that is essentially very controversial. In this controversial clip, we can see the worst hand job ever.
This video is from November 30th, 2020.
Jazz.
As you can clearly see, that is Sienna and that is Jack passed out on the couch, unconscious. This is the first time I met Sienna and I did not know that they had a fake relationship. This is me in the white hat. I was taking care of Jack while he was unconscious on the couch. Sienna then hops on top of him and I didn't think nothing of it. I started hearing kissing noises and I peeked over my shoulder and it was exactly that. I was so thrown off guard that I had to leave the situation. Whatever their relationship was at the time, obviously this was not right. So I went back and took Sienna off of Jack. Not to mention when I got closer, I noticed her right hand inappropriately touching his crotch. She was shocked that I pulled her off, and she kept trying to justify what she had just done. I talked to James and Jack the next day about the situation.
I wrote this script and I am reading it like this because I have absolutely no idea how to act naturally when I'm delivering a message.
So that's just all like total bullshit. Somebody else is filming it. I believe that she's a psycho and she's obsessed with him and all that shit. She claims that he was awake and kissing her back. Like, you can see that her hand is like not in his crotch, and it's not like there's absolutely no motion going on. Like, she's not like groping him or anything. But
She was kneeing him in the balls.
Right. The other part of this is just like, okay, well, what is it? These are underage kids. He's just like, at one point in his video that we already watched there, he's like, you know, I was passed out. So are you drinking in excess and passing out, or are you a 17-year-old kid who doesn't know how to handle girls? Like, I can't believe that it's one or the other. It can't be, it's not both. You're either laying pipe or you're not, and you're coming off like a little bitch. You know, this is what happens when you get involved with people under 18, children, and you're asking them to be cool, and you're asking them to be entertaining, and the only way that they think that they can be entertaining is to grope each other and get drunk, and you have to like dance around it or paint it in a way that legally makes it okay. It looks really fucked up. But
that guy is in that video. Somebody's shooting a video of him doing nothing.
Right.
If anything, it's damning for that guy.
The guy
You're
shooting the video,
complicit, sir.
well, he's like, I got up and walked away, and then I came back and pulled her off of him, and it's just, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
there's
After he was raped, you stepped in. Good for you.
after she jacked him off to completion, I stepped in. Great.
What a hero.
Yeah, thanks, dude. But yeah, you know what? If Andy, if I'm ever getting jacked off in the corner, don't step in, okay? I don't need you to step in and save me in that scenario.
If it's Jack Wright,
Whatever. Don't get involved. Walk
Jack
out
Wright.
of the room.
Jack Right or Jack Wrong,
It's just
jacking
a
you
hand
off.
job. Everyone's gonna be okay. Anyway, Sienna May is not taking any of this well. There's many videos of her trying to. Everybody knows that on the internet, the harder you fight back, the better it'll go for you. It's just like it all becomes a me think you doth protest too much, right? Or whatever that quote is. And that's just her, right? She's just like, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, I didn't do this. And the more you say you didn't do it, the more it looks like you did it. So Sienna May is fucking nuts and can't understand why. There's many videos of Jack Wright like dancing with girls that are just essentially way hotter than her. His dating pool is deep and luxurious, and he's not going to settle for the basic floating raft of Sienna May when he could have the super cool floaty that's in the pool. He's just not interested in her.
You're saying her flotation devices aren't as good?
Devices are inadequate. So here we see in this next clip, this is what you don't fuck around with, Sienna May Gomez. So what I like about this clip is that this is obviously very staged as well. She's dressed down. This is like an apology room video with her in her XL hoodie from her new boyfriend.
Numerous arguments asking why lie about sexual assault, and this isn't a lie. But it wasn't me who sexually assaulted him. And Jack, I'm so sorry that I have to do this to you and I have to out you like this. And I never, ever, ever would have done this to you if it didn't get to the low point that it did, where my name was literally being slandered left and right. And I'm sorry, but for the one time, I have to protect myself before I protect you. I was trying to be there for the both of us and trying to keep your name and your personal business out of it. But you didn't keep my personal business out of it, knowing damn well that your friends were going to post those tweets. And I'm sorry, but I did not sexual assault you. We both know what happened, and we both know who it was, and we both know that I was not at that gathering that night.
What? You're blowing up his fucking spot like this? This is fucked up. I mean, like, who sexually assaulted him? It was this Corey Feldman's wolf pack that came after him? It was just like, this is like Hollywood pedophile shit, just a different generation or something. Kill him all. So she's like leveling this allegation. God, she's like, we both. I mean, if you were making out with him while he was unconscious, sexual assault. That's some version of sexual assault, But she claims he was awake. Like this was like Stuttering John pretending to be asleep.
He didn't look awake.
Yeah, he didn't look awake. She claims that he was awake and kissing her back. But you can't tell. This is all fucking fake, though. Like from Hype House to all of their interactions online, it's all just really fake and shitty. But I
always say, believe all fuck boys.
Yeah, that's your policy.
I'm out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
In our next clip here, she just keeps going with this, and it's pretty fucked up.
Disappointed in you and the people around you because they are letting you misplace your trauma onto me, and I'm so sorry that this happened to you. It's not my place to speak your story, and I will not discuss this any further, but it's not your place to allow false allegations to be spread about me when we both know that I was not the one who did this to you.
Could somebody please play her the movie He's Just Not That Into You? She cannot fucking grasp the notion that he doesn't like her because she's got so many followers. Like, how could he not like me? I've got all of this and these, and we've known each other for a long time, and you've got the thing, and I've got the that, and what we should be, we belong together, we belong in a Taylor Swift song that sucks, but she can't handle it.
So stupid!
So in the last apology clip here, she was there for him, Andy. That's the real thing.
through the aftermath and all those depressive nights and the nights that you had no motivation, and I would go and I would clean your room and I would get you food and I would be there for you as a good friend because I cared about you so much. I'm so sorry that this happened to you, and I really hope you can get through this.
She got him food and cleaned his room. This is
Doesn't that earn her a squeeze of the cock?
What?
Doesn't that earn her a squeeze of the cock?
Yeah, I cleaned your room. Don't I get a squeeze of that sweet, sweet boy meat? It's just fucking pathetic. Or it's childish. I mean, it's just childish. Like, unfortunately, these kids are like growing up online. I don't know what to say to this generation, or like, it doesn't all have to be for the gram or for TikTok. And
well, maybe it's something that can't be said with words, Joe.
Great segue, Andy. So Sienna May decided to take her power back and return to the internet with interpretive dance quota. This is not an apology. She didn't apologize. Like, all of those apologies that we were hearing there are disingenuous or like anti-apologies. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna blow up your spot online. You know, like these are not apologies, and this really isn't an apology either. But so I think part of the gambit of this is that she used a Sam Smith song on this, which would be copyrighted, and I didn't really know which way to go with it. So I used AI for the lyrics, and I replaced the music with something else. Let's check it out.
I want to be wild and young and not be afraid to lose. Cry on my own. Me and my bottle. These are the things I choose, but they're watching me, judging me, making me feel so used. Can't you see that all I want to do is get a little wild, get a little high, kiss 100 boys and not feel like I am tied to them? If you want to judge me, then go and load the gun. I done nothing wrong. I am young.
Yeah. Just when you thought it couldn't get more embarrassing, it does. So that's
The best part of that is this show is behind a paywall, so you can play copywritten music as long as, so none of that was necessary. But I feel like it was a better version of that video.
I was gonna do it that way, no matter what. Yeah. So yeah, that's Sienna May. I don't know. All the best to your mental health, and I'm sure Jack Wright, you know, he woke up amongst 3 naked girls to watch that, and he was just like,
Yeah. All these YouTube guys driving the women wild. Jake Paul, Jack Wright, they're all killing it.
Yeah.
But let's move right into no, wrong.
Sorry.
This.
Way to go, dude!
Yeah.
All right, I have one from Noah. He sent me a message saying, "I demand an apology. I'm demanding an apology for encouraging any woman to put on weight, especially in this time of hungry hippos that we live in. We have to protect the skinny whores that we have. They are America's most valuable resource, after all." And that was regarding when we were telling Ariana Grande that she needs to
have her wisdom teeth ripped out of her ass.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you find, Joe?
Okay, as long as it's not Kathy Griffin that you're trying to tell me. So from the Ariana Grande episode, Uncle Sammy Poo on Instagram said, I issue an apology for sending Stuttering John a super chat when he and Carl were streaming together at that time. Fuck Stuttering John.
I second that. And I have one from Nicola, who said, "Hi guys, wonder if I could offer an apology in that I won't be able to see you lot at the live show. I know this is a travesty, but in my defense, I live in the UK and my passport has expired. Please accept my apology." as penance, I'll subscribe to your Patreon or whatever when it gets going. Hey, good news, it's going.
Yeah.
Hank Cool, love the show. Well,
That's
thank you
awesome.
so much.
And I do accept your apology. Coming from the UK to the live show would be a big ask.
Yeah,
maybe
that'd
next
be
year.
amazing.
Or maybe
Yes.
maybe we'll come do the show in the UK someday.
Yeah.
I would do that.
And I have another one from Devin that says, I'll apologize. Oh, wait. It says, I demand an apology for the 3 minutes of silence at the end of the episode on Spotify. Episode ending also repeats itself. So that's a problem with Spotify, I believe. Carl has been complaining about that on it. They're getting complaints about that. So something similar. Spotify is really, it's going downhill. People don't want to admit it or say it, but
they gave all their money to Joe Rogan, and now they have nothing to keep the lights on.
Yes, that is. They kind of put, they put all their eggs in that basket, and it's turning into a problem for them.
And then he moved to Austin, and I don't know where Spotify's headquartered, but
fuck all that.
Let's hit that bumper, Joe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For the main segment tonight, I brought something that is another YouTuber. These fucking YouTubers. Every time we do YouTubers, I get anxiety. I don't play in this world so much. I don't understand it that well, but people are trying as hard as they. Say that again.
I said I'm with you. Like, I get when I'm investigating this or like watching all the content, I'm just like, I have this like level of anxiety over the topic, but I think they turn into good shows. And these are the sorriest people on the internet for the most part, people on social media. So it's fascinating, and I think it makes for a good show for us. But I agree with you. Like navigating it is anxiety inducing.
Yeah, especially this one. There's a lot that goes along with it, but it's a YouTuber that went by J Station. And he did a lot of controversial content that we'll get around to. But I think the beginning of what is controversial of this is that, like, when we share these YouTube videos on there, there's a part when you describe the video that you're putting out, and it says, is this for children? Mm-hmm. And you can click yes, or you can click no. And I always click no. I don't think this is appropriate for kids, but J Station was marketing all his stuff to kids. This is the same thing Sniper Wolf is doing. Their kids spend a lot of their time on their iPads devouring certain amount of content that way. Yeah. So getting those clicks from kids is a good way to get your numbers up. So J Station is trying to capitalize on that audience, but what he's doing...
That's why Tukey is killing it, Andy.
Correct. Yeah, he's killing it. Mm-hmm. But let's hear from J Station. This guy he's trying to make this seem like he's making this decision like for his own well-being, as if, he had some kind of realization about the path that he was going down. And we'll start to unpack this after we get into it.
What's up, guys? So this video is like super hard for me to make. Basically, I want to have a heart-to-heart with you guys about everything that's gone on with me in the last few years. So basically, I've done a lot of stupid things in my life, and a lot of stupid things for attention on YouTube, and it's just...
Well, you were demonetized for being a shithead to children. There's nothing in it for you anymore, and now you want people to think that you're trying to become a better person. If he was still getting paid, and making his audience he'd be making kids fight each other if he could. But
he's doing.
Luckily,
have you seen the drone bum fight things? Like bums throwing sticks at drones and shit in the air.
Oh. No, I have not seen that, but it does seem like something this guy would do.
Yeah, he'd be doing bum fights, but that made me think of drones in the air and the homeless attacking aerial drones in the air.
So he got his start doing these videos where he would kind of hide in a closet at a mall and then he'd stream himself overnight in the mall. It's like 24 hours in the mall, and he was basically trespassing.
Right. He was like,
so
I'm just about that action, boss.
yeah, something like that. But there's a theme to this video over and over. He's gonna bring up that he lost who he was, whatever that means.
I lost so much things recently, where I'm really not proud of who I became. I really lost who I was as a person in pursuit of success or YouTube. And I'm just not proud of that anymore. I really don't know who I am anymore.
is this the end? Like, is this the final goodbye, or is this like, I know like there was stages of him throughout his channels and things. So where in the lore is this?
Well, that is true, because that part implies that he wasn't a piece of shit before he was pursuing YouTube, whatever that means. And YouTube is just a platform. It's not requiring anything of you. It's whatever you're putting up there. That's you. You could put unboxing videos on there. You can put cooking videos on there. You don't need to be filming yourself committing criminal acts and telling kids to do this and encouraging kids to do the same thing.
Well,
so at this point, I think this. I don't want to divulge too much yet, because we're gonna get a little beyond this part of it.
Okay.
Suffice it to say,
I just wasn't sure. I didn't know like where. Like I said, there's phases of this story, so I didn't know where this would be.
This is after the trespassing stuff.
Okay.
Right, because just for context, I'll play this one.
Here's the papers. I got 5 counts of trespassing, guys. Each one of these is a max fine of $10,000. So a total max is $50,000, guys.
So it's after that. And then he's also making videos basically scaring the shit out of kids. A lot of like jump scare things.
Yeah, I didn't like. Yeah, I saw that too, and that was that looked like an act of desperation, or it looked like his sister or something. Like he had a young sister that he was scaring. Which is just pathetic. You know, like what it seems like is these people have no ideas left. You know, and a peek behind how the sausage is made. Andy and I spend, a decent amount of time like mining this shit out, pulling the clips. Like it's not Carl talks about it on WATP all the time. There's a lot of work that goes into putting on a shitty show like this. A lot of other people. I'm watching fucking Hype House, and they're like renting a gyrosphere ride thing for $700 and filming people just swinging around. That took nothing other than you making a phone call and then filming it. You know, there's not much to that, and that's fine. Right. You know, am I working too hard for very little yield? Probably.
Why are you being
We did a lot of homework just to come on here and explain this poorly.
Exactly. Yeah, if you don't like how he did this, it took a lot of effort.
But Jay is going to explain that he needs to take a break from social media, and that's probably a good idea.
And like the title probably says, I need to take a break from YouTube. I just need to stop all social media, and I really just need to take some time to figure out who I am.
Well, the title said goodbye, not take a break from YouTube. And YouTube must have changed it to be more accurate because they knew they were not going to be letting your sorry ass back. And this clip 4 is basically the apology there's a couple of I'm sorry. So this is the apology proper.
I'm just really sorry for everything I did. And over the last couple weeks, I've deleted 100 million views off my channel of just like negativity. And negativity is just something I don't want to do anymore on YouTube. I don't want to have controversy on YouTube. I don't want to beef with any creators on YouTube. I don't. I just want to make YouTube videos. Regular YouTube videos.
Regular YouTube videos. What does that mean? Unboxing Legos? Or J Station's going to teach me how to shuffle?
Yeah.
You know, this is what you expect out of YouTube.
Take a stroll down to your chicken coop and see how many eggs you got that day.
That's a good point, because this is another example of somebody trying to take advantage of a younger viewership.
Yep.
And, well, he goes from that scare tactic shit that he was doing to faking his girlfriend's death. And yeah, so that's when things really get ratcheted up to another level. And now he's like, by the end, he was like, I want to just do home renovation videos like Vanilla Ice. I'm not going to do any of this illegal, deplorable shit anymore. I just want YouTube to let me remodel your kitchen. And that's going to get a lot of views.
Well,
Is it?
If you're going to do criminal shit, you got to Banksy it. You have to be like anonymous. You need a persona. You need a mask. You need anonymity. You can't just throw yourself out there and rack up, $50,000 in fines because you're intentionally doing illegal shit because you can't think of a better idea. Also, shying away from negativity on the internet is a mistake. Everybody, I just want to be a positive force for good in the world. Whatever, fuck you.
Are you a psychiatrist?
Get over it.
But Jay's going to establish that he would do anything and everything for YouTube success at the expense of anyone and everyone. So, rubbing YouTube views in the face of haters was all that he was interested in.
I feel like, when I was younger, before I started YouTube, I just thought I had so much to prove to the world. And oh yeah, everybody doubted me that I could become something on YouTube. And guess what? I did it. But at the end of the day, I lost everything that's important to me. And including I lost who I was as a person. I just really became, over these last few years, just somebody I'm not
this shit again.
proud to say I am. I've developed stuff about me that it really disgusts me.
Maybe fuck yourself.
I think he does sincerely feel that way in retrospect, but now that the gravy train is derailed and he's been hoisted by his own petard. But if he never got demonetized, would he be saying this?
You're right.
He is petarded. Would he have stopped if the money was still rolling in? Because YouTube put a stop to this guy,
right.
And they demonetized his channel, and he made this video not knowing that he wouldn't get paid for it, and then left because he wasn't making any more money. And then they just took all his channel down. Just took all the content down.
This
because it was
can't put all of your eggs into this YouTube basket because your revenue stream could be yanked out from under you at any given second through some entity that you don't even understand. It's a bad business model.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of people that it's a marketing tool, right? It shouldn't be your whole, you shouldn't make it your revenue stream. And then when something like this happens, where does that leave you?
Wu-Tang Clan Financial told you, diversify your bonds.
Right. But Jay doesn't know how long it might take for him to gain the perspective or do the work that it'll take for him to. I mean, now we know that he never returns to YouTube, but he thinks somehow he's going to make a comeback.
I don't know how long I'm going to take a break for. Could be a week, could be a month, could be a year. I don't know. I just need to do some things in my private life that are really going to, bring me back down to earth. I really need to check my ego. I'm just really disappointed in myself,
Well, guess what, Jay? The answer is never. You're never going to be allowed back on YouTube, and YouTube made that decision for you. So don't sweat it.
Yeah,
I'm built different.
It's young. It's a lack of work ethic. I feel like these are all get rich quick schemes that you're trying to. When you have a platform and a built-in audience, and you're just trying to, ride the peaks and valleys of your audience engagement, that's a hard thing to navigate. That's why, for our show, it's just like we can only do a show that we enjoy. Andy and I want to hang out together and just, put on something that interests us. That's all you can do. People are going to like it or not like it. But if you're a slave to faceless people on the internet's interest in what you're doing, you're going to come up short or just hollow. You'll be a shell of a human. And he thinks he's going to kind of make some comeback, like Stuttering John's going to be a voice on a cartoon or on a reality show. It's just like these are pipe dreams that aren't based in reality.
Yeah, because he's looking at the clicks and the views that he's getting. He's people really responded to me acting like a jerk off and racking up $10,000 fines for trespassing, but that's not sustainable. Now you have to, all the money that you're making on YouTube, you're spending on paying off these fines. But that was lightning in a bottle as far as clicks and views. So where does he go from there?
Right.
And he doesn't have any better ideas except for something like that's a shock value thing.
Right.
So he's jumping from one thing to the next and realizing that the worst people, his audience is the worst people on the internet. But let's see if you find this believable, Joe, as Jay is seemingly disgusted with the content that he was putting out.
And what I would do for attention, it's just really sick. And for anybody who was upset about what I did, I'm just...
He was like smiling when he said that. Did you notice that?
No, but he's reminding me of a young Jerry Banfield.
Was upset about what I did. I just want to tell you, I want to tell you straight up, I'm sorry for how I made you feel. You have my word, I'll never do anything like that again. And I'm really taking some time to look into what would make me do such horrible things.
Money?
Yeah, well, take all the time you need, Jay. Unfortunately, you won't be able to come back on here and tell us.
I know why.
All the changes. Maybe send us. Yeah, maybe he could send us a carrier pigeon so we could find out how things worked out for him.
This is the script of somebody who's been caught or has nothing left, where I'm just trying to figure out what would make me do something like that. Well, you didn't give a shit, and you were just trying to, satisfy your own wants, needs, and desires. And in those moments, there's really, I don't want to say there's anything wrong with that, but once you're caught or you're put in a position where you have to atone for those things, that's when you start being like, I really don't know what I was thinking. Well, you weren't. You were just trying to have fun and have a good time and do whatever it took to make money or get those clicks or whatever it was. It was just like you didn't regret it at the time. You only regret it now.
Right. And it gets worse because I told you he didn't have any good ideas that weren't scumbag ideas. And he sinks to a new low when he starts trying to capitalize on celebrity deaths, specifically rappers. Mac Miller, most famously, when Mac Miller passed away, his new idea was to pull out a Ouija board and have a conversation with Mac Miller right after, while his parents and friends and family are all still grieving the death. And there's 3 good examples of this. There's another guy that was like XXX Tentacion was another. A lot of probably like SoundCloud guys that you wouldn't recognize. I didn't recognize him. I did recognize Matt Miller though. So his new move is to put a dead artist's name in the title of his video just for clicks, and with like 4 mid-rolls. He's doing everything he can to capitalize on tragedy and death. And I don't know that this next clip would count as a lesson learned.
Then he puts out the thumbnail where it's like some crying child and he's on the other side like, oh!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like Mac Miller's gravestone and him going, oh my God. Yeah. That's 100% what it was. That's 100% what it was, Joe. So when you conceive of a concept like that as content for a show, did you not know that it was in poor taste?
Using dead people or people who passed away for attention, like using someone's tragedy for an opportunity is just disgusting.
Andy.
It really makes me sick.
About our show.
That happened a long time ago. I did that, I think, a year and a half ago. But what just makes me really upset about it is that I have so much of an influence because of so many subscribers or people subscribe to me that I have these other smaller channels that are doing the same thing, using dead people for attention. Like, I feel responsible for that.
Okay.
I mean, I
hear how it's working out.
Yeah. I realize now that all of the money and opportunity to make it here on YouTube is completely gone, and trying to profit off death and misery was a bad idea. Now that I don't have those opportunities anymore. That's really the opposite of self-awareness, Joe. It's self-oblivious.
You know what it really works out? Why? It works out when you have a platform like we do, where nobody really gives a shit all that much. You have to reevaluate. I think I've talked about this before on the show. Once you level up, you have to reevaluate your situation. You can't be a fucking little asshole like Andy and I. Once you have a bigger following, right now, there's nothing. Nothing's.
Why are you putting us in this category? Well, we're not in the same category as this guy.
Well, nothing's at stake. We can be as big of a dickhead as we want. We can be like, oh, look, his career ended. Ha ha. We can laugh at that. That's fine. Okay. But once you have an audience and you have to start caring about that audience, you have to come up with a different model. You can't just keep doing the same little poke prod fucking asshole shit over and over again. The asshole shit that got you the recognition may not be appropriate anymore, especially if children are your audience.
Yeah. But
Andy will cut off now because they put a
Jay's going to try and be some kind of example to all the little dickheads that watched his bullshit and thought it was cool and wanted to do the same thing Jay Station was doing. They were Jay Station 2.
These people saw what I did and they're doing it. And I just want to let you know, if you're one of those people that are calling this person who just passed away, man, that is insensitive, immature, stupid. Everybody's going to hate you for that. And just imagine if it was your own mother or somebody close to you that passed away. Would you want somebody doing this, pretending that they're still alive, calling them at 3 a.m.? No. It's just not something I'm proud of doing ever.
The J-Station 2 console doesn't come with any games or controllers or a power cord because it's not allowed on TV anymore. Get it? Jay's going to get a little more specific about exactly what he sacrificed in the pursuit of YouTube fame.
During this whole process of doing YouTube, I really sacrificed everything in order to get where I'm at. Everything. And like, for example, I haven't talked to my dad for 4 years straight. This whole time I was doing YouTube, haven't talked to my dad, haven't talked to my sister.
Shut the fuck up.
My sister was like close to when I began YouTube, a little after I began YouTube.
Are you sure it wasn't the other way around, Jay? Your dad is like, this is my daughter, my only child. Well, what about Jason? Oh, he's as dead to me as his fake girlfriend. I don't know who that is. J-Station. I have one daughter. This next one, though, like when he talks about not talking to his family, this one is legitimately heartbreaking.
My mother, barely talked to her, barely at all. I just found out she's on chemotherapy, and I don't even reach out to her to see how she's doing. I'm just so focused on YouTube views, attention, that I neglect to me. And it's just like, I really just lost who I was. And I'm, God forbid, like one of these people that's close to me pass away on my pursuit right now while I ignore them. If they passed away, I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
Can you imagine if you're this woman going through chemo and all you want is to see your son one more time, and you call him and he picks up and you're like, can you please come visit me? And he goes, I'd love to, but I'm hiding out in a Dave & Buster's. But if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. Catch you later.
Yeah,
that's what you think.
Your chemo doesn't get clicks, Mom.
Yeah. Chemo doesn't sell tickets. And this is a lesson that a normal person who isn't a sociopath doesn't need to learn.
Is YouTube more important than your loved ones? I just lost like someone I care deeply about just recently doing a YouTube stunt, and I treated her awful, you know, like her grandma passed away, and instead of like supporting her, comforting her, my girlfriend, I said, suck it up. We got to keep grinding. We got to keep going. What's more important, success or your grandma? She's already gone. Like, how heartless could I get?
Yeah, Jay goes
not to think of myself as a piece of shit.
Jay goes to his girlfriend. I was there when your grandma passed, and her last words were, please hit 2 million likes when you unbox the urn that you're going to bury me in.
Yeah.
Fucking scumbag.
We missed the goal, everyone.
Yeah.
We needed one more. Unfortunately, she died.
Yeah. So he mentioned there that he lost like his girlfriend to a YouTube stunt. Did you hear that at the beginning before he got into the girlfriend? Yes. So
I didn't know if that's who he was, what the reference was about.
Yeah, this is that.
Alexia, these roses are for you.
So that's him faking his girlfriend's death.
Was that Robert De Niro?
Oh yeah. It's so believable, right?
For that performance.
All the 12-year-olds that are his fans actually believed that his girlfriend died. And newsflash, kids, she's fine. She was not dead. It was all
Meanwhile,
bullshit.
that was like somebody who actually died's roadside grave that he decided to make a fucking the set for his shitty video.
Right. And Jay did everything that he did for the fans, and he's going to miss us, but he can't stay for all of our sakes.
After all that, all this stuff that went down recently, it's just been eating me up, and I just hate who I become. And
So do we.
I'm really doing my best to change that and to become a better person. But I'm just gonna need some time away from YouTube and social media to like get myself in check. Because I love you guys. If you've been supporting me or a fan of me, I love you guys. I make all the YouTube videos for you guys. I'll never forget about you. I will be back. But I hope you guys can understand, like, I messed up too many times and I got to change. And I got to change for myself. I got to change for my family, people who are close to me.
He loves you and you love him, but he's like Mary Poppins. He has to fly away on a magic carpet of court fines and subpoenas, and it's for everybody's benefit. You just
I
can't-
made one of those floating lanterns out of all of my legal
Yeah.
subpoenas.
Yeah. It's a magical exit from
Mhm.
Jay Station, who keeps saying he's going to come back and never does. I even went on Rumble. I was like, maybe this guy found a renaissance on Rumble, and there's nothing there. It's all, probably better versions of what we're doing right now, better explanations, with more N bombs. But Jay says he's going to take this time to get help.
I need to get some help. I need to take a break from YouTube. Anybody that I've ever hurt, any creator that I've ever had beef with, I am sorry. I am sorry. It's been eating me up. Trust me. If we've ever had some back and forth, I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about how stupid I was. And I hope one day you can forgive me. If you can't, I totally understand. I'm just going to try my best to become the best person I can be.
That really reminded me of the EDP video where he's saying he's going to get help, but doesn't mention any way that he's going to find it. It's just a platitude that he thinks he's supposed to say. The only help he's going to get is getting off YouTube by YouTube. They're going to help get him out of here. That's the help that you got.
Yeah.
This is your future. Sitting and apologizing.
There were a lot of videos that would be considered inappropriate that Jay had to take down. Let's find out what the guy that fakes deaths deems inappropriate that he would take down on his own.
I'm still going to delete more videos on my channel. There's some videos that I'm really not proud of still. I haven't gone through them all, but so far I've deleted the XXX video, some videos I did with drinking a gay potion. I really don't like that. Really don't like that. I don't have any problem with gay people. It's just, it could be pretty insensitive. Like I did a lot of stereotypical stuff that I'm just not proud of.
That actually sounds pretty funny. Oh, my best friend, he's either dead or passed out, and I drank a gay potion. I hope I don't suck a dead guy's dick.
Was he
Stay
drinking
tuned
a
for the first
tab?
mid-roll to find out.
He was drinking a Pepsi Free or a Tab from the 80s.
Yeah.
Some jazzercise diet soda.
The pink prime. The strawberry watermelon. It's the gay potion.
Yep.
All right, Jay's going to delete the inappropriate content. No need to punish me, YouTube. I'm already punishing myself. That old chestnut. Meanwhile, the whole catalog is scrubbed from the internet. And I even I told you I tried to go on Rumble and find it. but an admin put all of his content into a dumpster full of magnets. It just doesn't exist anymore.
It's next to the Sienna May dance video somewhere.
Yeah.
Over the next couple of days, you're going to see I'm going to delete a ton of these videos. Anytime I had beef with another creator, deleted it, or I'm about to delete it. And again, I just want to say sorry. I love you if you've been supporting me. There's just been too many people who mean everything to me that I've hurt in this process, and I just need to get my life on track. So sorry for party rocking.
The good news is that Jay is already taking steps to improve himself.
I started working out. I started posting way less and just trying to focus on becoming better. Deleted all those videos. I reached out to my mom. I told my mom I love her for the first time in like 10 years. I haven't told my mom I love you in 10 years. I reached out to her and told her that I just want to fix a bunch of broken relationships, and I want to get some people back in my life that are really important to me.
The chemo nurses at his mom's hospital were like, "Isn't that Lydia's son Jay that never visits? Man, he sure got jacked." Wow.
Isn't that the guy that we caught trying to spend 24 hours in the back of the hospital?
Yeah.
in the morgue?
Started working out. Who gives a shit?
By the way, that all sounds like the easiest shit that you could possibly do. Now, I mean, those are good moves. I don't want to diminish that, but these are like the simplest. It's what they say, like, if you're trying to change your life, start simple. Those are simple things that he's done.
Simple efforts from a simple man. All right, last clip. Jay's going to wrap this up with a promise to do better.
So again, sorry for anybody I did wrong ever. I'm going to try my best to make it right. So anyways, love you guys so much. Thank you for rocking with me and understanding this. I'll be back. Not sure when, but I'll be back. Love you guys so much. Peace.
Look at you now.
Well, he'll be back. We hope not, but he says he will. But I don't think he's coming back. I don't think he's allowed back.
I like you sent like kind of a wrap up. Go find like other more well-rounded explorations of this online.
Oh yeah, I'm going to put some links. Some people in the Patreon have requested, so just like sources. Where I always shit on putting the links in the bio, but since we're doing maybe like breezing through this content, I'm going to start putting the links in the bio. So if you want to learn more about this fucking piece of shit, you can do that. I wouldn't, but
you can go more in depth if you choose to. And I did. Andy sent me a clip to educate me on who this guy was. And my favorite one was where he was like buying foreclosed on homes that he's like selling to like flippers, and he's like, I'm doing better than ever. I'm flipping shitty homes in the hood for Ethiopian refugee families that just came to America. I'm like, okay, sounds better than what you were doing.
Well, definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Well, where does that leave us with J Station, Joe? Let's figure out whether or not we accept his apology or not.
No. Look at this guy.
Fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck that. Look at him. He's nothing, guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't buy anything that he said. I feel like it was a last ditch effort this was made after they demonetized his channel. So I'm sure he just went on there to try and get his channel back monetized or have another opportunity to continue making money on YouTube, even though YouTube was washing their hands of him. So I don't buy any of it.
Yeah, that's a great point, because at one point he's just like, I just do this for you guys and I like making videos to make everybody happy. Well, if you love doing it, you'd keep doing it, for even if it's not monetized.
Yep. Or you do something else that's squeaky clean. Figure something else out. But
yeah, put a puppet
yeah.
on your hand.
Yeah, what are you thinking? Just put on a mask.
Yeah, put on a
Make
mask.
yourself into a potato.
Yeah, turn yourself into a talking potato and make content for children or something. Yeah.
All right. What about Sienna Mae Gomez?
No, I mean, I don't accept any of that shit, but it just seems like so juvenile. Like it's everything you run away from, like in high school or something. Like you don't. It's just like this is you know what it boiled down to for me is like this is when like the quarterback is just like it's not easy being me, like me and the Dungeons and Dragons nerd, you know, we're more alike than we like to talk about, you know. It's just like this is hard, it's hard being so popular. It's just like, okay, fuck off. Fuck you.
She wasn't sorry. Yeah,
No,
she turned what was supposed to be an apology into something that was performative for attention.
Yeah, for sure. The dance apology, but it's not even an apology. Like, okay, I'm going to issue my own demanding of an apology, which is don't label it an apology if it's not an apology. That was not an apology. So I like when I put my hand here or something and the camera focuses and then the autofocus goes like the Yahooga camera. Get the Yahooga effect. I got to figure out how to weaponize that.
Yeah, I think you're just looking extra sexy tonight, Joe.
Yeah,
but I want to
love with me.
Yeah. I want to thank everybody that has joined the Patreon recently, yes, and I feel like we're not really. I haven't been explaining it well. I'm just like, hey, we're on Patreon, but not everybody is doing what we're doing on Patreon, where you can go to our Instagram, and if you follow that, you'll see the apology tours that are popping up in the news basically on a daily basis. And that all culminates into a weekly show. How many people are putting out weekly Patreon content, Joe? Most people are like, maybe we'll do 1 a month, 2 a month. And maybe I overplayed my hand. Maybe it's going to become too much. But for now, there's a extra bonus. It's usually like between 20 and 30 minute additional episode, all revolving around the Instagram content.
Yeah, so, get it while you can, everybody.
Right. And the video format is there. The video format of this show, if you're just listening to it, you can see the video element, all of the clips that we just played. It's all video element. So that's available on Patreon for $5 a month, along with the bonus Instagram roundup. Yes. Well, if you're going to hype something, hype March 9th, Comedy at the Carlson, subreddit Surfing Live, featuring Vinny Paulino, Cardiff Electric, Carl Hamburger, producer Chris, Joe Sixpack is going to be there. And maybe I'll show up. Who knows? But until then, please follow the Instagram, comment, like and subscribe, rate and review everywhere you find podcasts for Andy Q Public and Joe Sixpack.
Stay sorry.